You're live.
Hey, welcome to Slow News Day Live. My name is Steve Poikinen. I'm here in frigid, though sunny, Boulder Creek, California. I am joined this morning by my amazing, incredible, lovely, talented co-host, Glory Jones. Glory, what's happening?
That's too many fucking credentials for me.
I'm not sorry.
Okay, well, thanks, I guess. I just
not.
have a low opinion of myself.
I mean, that's it was in your contract that you had to have at least as low opinion of yourself as I have of me. So that's why you're on the show. Yeah. So we were originally going to be talking with Tedros Fikramariam this morning, but due to schedule conflicts, he's going to be with us for our afternoon show. So that will take place at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern time on the Rockfin.
What time is it in Moscow, Steve?
I'm not pasta. I don't know. This doesn't come up on White Man Wednesday. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. We talk about the stock market and Bitcoin and like trying to bang our wives' sisters and shit like that, like every other white guy on the planet. But we don't really care about what time it is in Moscow. Yeah. Maybe we should. I'll bring it up. I will. I promise. Pasta, if you're watching, action item next week, White Man Wednesday, time in Moscow. You keep shaking your head.
No, really?
So look, man, I hope everyone had a really Merry Christmas or a really Merry whatever the fuck you celebrate. If you're Kamala Harris, I hope you had a good time lying about Kwanzaa.
Yeah, because Jamaicans who are predominantly Christian celebrate Kwanzaa.
I mean, look, dude, I'm not even black, and I felt embarrassed for the entire black community by that fucking fake ass pandering bag.
Why does she have to be Jamaican, bro? Like, of all the Caribbean she could be, like she has to be like my Caribbean.
I mean, it's not. I know Jamaicans. It's not like you have to claim her.
But
can you just be like, nah, dude, she's Indian?
Yeah, I know. And her own father like disowned her. So
I know, right?
That was a very big plus in my world, but at the same time, like it fucking stings.
No, I mean, I get it. I do. I just look. I hope that people who genuinely thought that she was some kind of like something approaching a human being and not just a dead-eyed soulless servant to power saw that video and went, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
No. I feel like I hope that people take that.
Here's the thing. Me personally, like we've already disowned her as a Jamaican, but the thing is, now I have to deal with like for the next 10 years, neoliberals going, well, she's Jamaican just like you, and she's the black woman just like you. Shouldn't you be happy? And it's like,
well, I mean, let's examine that for a moment on its face. I mean, really, let's because I do so enjoy taking a spiked baseball bat to the fallacy that is weaponized identity politics is utilized by the Democratic Party, and to an even more fucked up degree, the little neoliberals and training wheels that are 99% of Rose Twitter. And it's like, dude, I'm never going to win identity politics bingo. I know that. Like, I'm not even trying. I don't even have a fucking scorecard. Like, not my game. Not my game. But
I mean, you could get like a little sliver with the last name like Poikinen or
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could pronounce it differently and tell you that it came from sub-Saharan Africa.
But you won't do that
I
because
mean, no, nobody's gonna buy that. At least not until I take my pants off. But it's neither here nor there. Um, how insulting though is it that like? I mean, have you actually had like peers or fucking even like spam text messages from a campaign like trying to pull you in with the bullshit identity politics?
yeah,
Because I'd have a whole mouthful of fuck yous.
yeah, pretty much. And it's all based on demographics too. Like the targeted campaign at like people my age this time around was really annoying. And it's like, anytime Democrats are pushing for, young and healthy people to vote by mail, then I'm getting a little bit suspicious, And oh, and as someone who frequently wins the identity politics bingo, if I'm going one-on-one with a lot of people, I tend to come out on top a lot of times. And with my over 500 record in that, I just like to say fuck identity politics because it's all fucking bullshit. If anything, identity politics just makes the fact that Kamala's president even worse. Like the black neoliberal elite class is almost worse than the white neoliberal elite class, because the black neoliberal elite class makes sure that they're actively working to suppress, black radicalism and black revolutionary, and then their mere presence is used as like a boon by the white establishment to be like, oh, what black revolutionaries? Look at these black people here, these good blacks that are just neoliberals like us, because they're being a boon to us, and they're bastions of civil rights, like John Lewis and Jim Clyburn. Look at them. I saw black and white pictures of them with MLK, like fuck, Fred Hampton. Who's that? Shada Shakur? Who? I'm sorry. Oh, you mean there's still black radicals to? Nah. But John Lewis with MLK. Look at him. Oh, Jesse Jackson. Oh man, social justice.
I can't even hear Jesse Jackson's name without hearing Reverend Annie anymore.
I know.
Calling him a pimp and a snake and a disco preacher and fucking
hoe. Jesse was just a hoe.
I mean, I don't typically slut shame. However, when the only thing and the only person you're giving it up to is the FBI, we got problems. We do. That's improper hoeing and
improper hoeing.
I'm gonna take a small handful of mushrooms now. So you guys talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Bottoms up.
All right.
Shit gonna get a little weird, or
not until like way later. I mean, that's really just the chase away the depression dose.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not the let's talk to God dose. I'm probably not going to do that for a live stream, but I'm not going to make any promises. Yeah. I do want to check in with our birthday boy Nico House in about 5 hours, though.
I think he's going to be far away from his phone at that point, Steve.
Yeah, according to him, he throws it. Big shout out to Nico.
Yes.
Happy birthday, brother. I'm incredibly stoked that Nico and the whole Convo crew have become like family over the last year. So really looking forward to seeing those guys next week in Washington, D.C. By the way, because we probably haven't promoted this enough because I suck at promoting. January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and probably the morning of the 5th, Action for Assange will be in Washington, D.C. January 4th is when District Judge Vanessa Baratzer, concierge to the U.S. State Department, reads her decision in the extraordinary rendition hearing of Julian Assange. We will be on the ground in Washington, D.C. for this. January 3rd in front of the British Embassy at noon, January 4th in front of the DOJ at noon, and there are going to be two separate events going on at the same time. One is the Force the Vote event that Jackson Hinkle and The Couch and a number of other people have turned up to organize. If you are anywhere near the Washington, D.C. area, get down for that. And then there's also a Trump event going on the 2nd and the 3rd. So really looking forward to connecting with people from all political ideologies to bring them together to stand with us in the name of press freedom and the future investigative journalism going forward, and the First Amendment and the life of an innocent journalist and publisher who is currently being tortured in the Guantanamo Bay of the United States for publishing accurate information about the U.S. empire. Really hope to see you guys out there. I do know that we've got there's going to be like 20 fucking content creators in Washington, D.C. next week. Now, D.C. has become pretty good at absorbing ego. You know, politicians, lobbyists, lawyers, fucking judges, like the scum of the earth. But I'm not sure if Washington, D.C. can handle like the ego of 24 fucking independent media content creators.
And is one of them going to be Nico House?
You know, I am not at liberty to say. I have been informed of some plans, but as far as I know, it's not my job to announce them. Yeah, Nico will absolutely be there for at least a day, but you know, I'm sure. I'm actually not sure, dude. I'm not. We were originally gonna have the Convo Couch stay with us at our Airbnb, and at first it was just Johnny and Fee that were gonna stay with us.
Yeah,
and then it was Johnny and Fee.
And Pasta.
Then it was Johnny and Fee and Pasta, and then Pasta called and was like, "So really, how much room is there? Because we're gonna have 4, at least." I'm like, "Well, you need to get your own fucking pad there, buddy, because our audience paid for us to be there, and we're still trying to get some of us there. And fucking happy to give you floor space, buddy, but you know, maybe you want something more comfortable. I don't know. You might want to look into it."
All love to the Convo and MCSC fam, though. For real, you know, me personally, they're seriously like family to me. I mean, like, Nico goes without saying, like, he's done a shit ton to fucking gas me up, and, you know, arguably he scouted me before Steve. And then, you know, Convo Couch goes without saying, they literally like give me rides from fucking protests and let me stay at their place and all kinds of good stuff. So they're seriously awesome people. I wish them nothing but the best, and I wish nothing but the best for Nico on his 32nd birthday. You're getting fucking old on me.
Fuck you.
Love you too, Steve.
Well, solid decade older than that guy. So this is going to be an Ask Me Anything or an Ask Us Anything. So if anyone has questions, please throw them in the chat. We're gonna go through a couple of things news-wise that kind of got swept under the rug over the holidays. We're going to start with an article that we haven't even finished reading yet.
Hey, Mona, 32 is old for me when you're 20. So, or, you know, legally 21 and negative 8 months. So.
Oh no, your feed's about to get cut.
Mine?
Calling me old too? Come on now.
You can talk shit to about everyone but the tech guy.
Yeah, I never talk shit to the tech guy.
You want to keep talking when you start saying 32's old by sheer dint of how numbers work. You're talking shit about the tech guy.
No, I'm not.
I'm just fucking with you.
Maybe Josh exists out of time.
Tech ninjas age at a 20% slower rate than the normal population. Josh is only 23. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I'll take it.
You have a good point in the chat. What's your day job? I'm a carpenter. And at the same time, I'm also the national organizer for Action for Assange. And at the same time, I'm also trying to launch a project called the First Freedoms Society. And
for fuck's sake.
FFS for short. But yeah, I build stuff and I fix stuff.
Oh, what's our favorite kind of music? I have all kinds. I love roots reggae. I will never get tired of it, you know. As long as you're a real roots reggae artist, I love your music. And I also love Hiroyuki Sawano soundtracks. They are fucking amazing. If any of you watch Attack on Titan or Seven Deadly Sins or Kill la Kill, he did the soundtrack for those animes. That's why they're awesome. So, you know, love that stuff. I love Lisa. Her anime openings are unmatched and she has a beautiful voice. And I also, wait, no. Because then I'm just going to go into a shit ton of other genres that I like because I'm a bit.
She's going to start singing Jolene in about 30 seconds.
I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to music, so I'll stop there and let Steve go.
I'm a big fan of death metal mariachi music.
Yeah, I love me some metal on banjo.
Metalachi is dope. Dude, I went and saw them in fucking Stockton like 4 years ago. Like
Really?
an actual band that does, it's mariachi band that does metal music.
They're here?
I want to say they're out of like Lodi or something like that.
I have to I'm gonna have to find them. That's awesome.
Metalachi. Yeah. No,
Metalachi.
So I grew up like incredibly weird, and this may be hard for some of you to believe given how, you know, staid and normal I am, but I had like half of my friends and family were connected to, it wasn't called Americana music yet, it was still like bluegrass or fucking you know, like hippie jam band shit. And the other half of my friends and family were all like Stax Records, Motown, hip hop, shit like that. So if you were to walk into my bedroom when I was like 12, you would have seen a fuck ton of like mainstream and underground hip hop next to like the Clancy brothers and Bill Monroe and fucking Sam Bush and shit like that. Like it was really fucking all over the place.
Well, I'm the same way though, so I completely understand.
I grew up with a dude who's not with us anymore, named Jason Donraj, and he had this like super like I just drum and chant heavy sort of Indian like ragas set to music, and it was incredibly fucking fascinating, especially when we were 14, 15 years old and driving around in a little Toyota Cressida high as fuck on LSD. Like that shit was wild. I got sucked into the psyop that was the Grateful Dead, and it was part of my formative years, and I made a fuck ton of money in those parking lots, and I wasted all of it, every last fucking penny of it, just shredded. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I fucking punk rock changed my life. It really did. I formed my first like political opinions based on punk rock, and then later hip hop. We got to understand a lot more about the political landscape through punk and hip hop than I did going to class or even being involved in political campaigns. Yeah. How is the dead a psyop? Well, Jeff, I'm going to have Jared back on the program here soon, and we're going to go through the story and history. Well, we're Jared Beck is going to be a frequent guest in 2021 because he's got what he considers to be his 4 great conspiracies of the modern era, which are the JFK assassination, Tavistock, the moon landing, and 9/11.
I thought it was the Beatles.
Well, that's what Tavistock is.
Oh, okay.
Tavistock is like at the epicenter of not only the Beatles psyop, but the entire fucking 60s pop culture phenomenon that gave us our first real glimpse at what a coordinated astroturf movement looked like. That I mean, honestly, only like a handful of people are really understand now and have put any kind of study to. And because Jared's one of those people, he's coming on the show. I base all of this by who I have an email or phone number for. I'm sure there are people that are as versed or even better versed on that subject than Jared Beck, but they're not in my phone. So until they are, fucking mad love to Jared Beck. Thank you, Rob Juno.
Rob.
You rock, brother. I hope you're having a good one. But yeah, Jeff, we'll go into all of that. The thing that I guess we can sort of kick that off with is so many people that were involved in the quote unquote counterculture. They're all either military intelligence or their parents were military intelligence. And in the 1950s, the US military and the CIA experimented on people with LSD to see if they could use it as some form of hypnosis or mind control. Those experiments didn't stop. They expanded to a mass scale. I don't want to give it all away. I don't. And look, man, this was like incredibly hard for me to wrestle with and work through and process because, again, dude, a huge chunk of my formative years were spent in concert venues and amphitheaters and parking lots and hotel rooms, and yeah, I was an integral part, allegedly, of an international transportation and distribution ring of a couple of different psychedelics, allegedly.
That's what we heard.
Yeah. Seeing Laurel Canyon from Guerrilla Press, absolutely. Laurel Canyon is a fucking huge part of the counterculture psyop. And that was a hard one to wrestle with too, because holy fuck, do I still to this day love me some Frank Zappa. So that would hurt. It really did. But yeah, I mean, look, if you think that people blow up in terms of celebrity accidentally, I don't know, man. I don't see evidence for that. What I do see evidence for is a pretty straightforward program of shaping cultural opinions and shaping cultural desires and wants. I mean, look at pop music for a minute, for a fucking minute, and tell me that if it wasn't for the magic chord progression and a songwriting team out of Sweden responsible for something like 35 of the last 37 number one hits, tell me you'd be listening to any of that garbage. I mean, for a fucking second, dude. Just the most nonsensical, self-centered, pointless fucking lyrics on the face of the goddamn earth. And people are like, yeah, let's do that. Let's rock with that.
State of pop music is fucking awful.
I have a couple of rock fan tips I need to. Rachel Sotos, thank you very much. Glenn Combs, you rock. Thank you guys very much. Rachel, what should we be doing or promoting immediately regarding the Great Reset? Keep cash, ditch phone, no digital ID. That is a fucking wonderful question, Rachel. Thank you. I mean, I'm basically at the point right now where I'm doing everything in my limited scope of power to secure a fucking spot of land not in California, and I'm trying to pull in a couple of the people that mean a lot to me, and start up a fucking community, because this shit's getting heavy. Quick. My God, man. Go ahead, Glory.
Oh no, I just said, yeah. It's moving at roll credits, warp speed. It's all moving pretty fast. And yeah, sometimes I just like to fuck off and, get my fucking Jamaican passport and live in the islands and just fuck off from the rest of society. But if I want to have as much of a time on this earth as my great grandparents did, then I have to do shit. So world's kind of screwed. for people my age. So we have to do shit about it. But yeah, no.
What I would really recommend for now is using as many of the tools as our oppressors have put in front of us as possible against them. I think if we're going to exist in primarily a digital space right now, and we are because of lockdowns and a bunch of other bullshit, I think if that's the space that we're being kettled into to occupy, we need to fucking turn it out, dude. I'm not leaving YouTube, even though I know that they unsubscribe people and they demonetize the show and they roll back video counts. I'm not leaving until they remove the channel. Like, I'm going to use that medium in the digital space to be able to scream as much fucking truth out as I possibly can until they take it away from me. And then I'm just going to pop back up on fucking Rockfin and DLive and Odyssey and anywhere else we can be in order to do that, while knowing that in the 3-dimensional world, we need to be just as active there. I mean, that's why next week we're going to be boots on the ground in DC. We were talking about this after the Assange vigil yesterday, and like, anybody who isn't looking at what is being done to the world population by a relatively small amount of sociopathic, loose-variant pedophiles as a war is looking at this wrong. We're in a fucking massive war right now. So you can either lay back and take it or fight back, and I'm going to fight back. I recommend that you do the same.
Just doing whatever you can. And like, a lot of it is just going out and literally talking to the people That's what a lot of it is. And listen, if that's not your thing, if you're not able to do it, then you can find another way to help. And, like, you kind of have to force yourself to have those conversations with random people to kind of, sound the alarm and spread the word and potentially try and like prepare the people around you for like the fight. You're gonna have to force yourself to do it. And like, I can say that from personal experience because I had to force myself into it. But now it's like, second nature to me. So it'll become easier as it goes, or like, easier in terms of like talking to people, not necessarily easier in terms of like, suddenly your anxiety and depression just vanishes away and the fight gets easier. But, it gets better. I worded that so poorly.
It gets better.
It's log.
Oh man. No, you're right though, dude. You're right. And look, as far as like not ditching digital, that's gonna be done to us. Like, if you want to go ahead and cut yourself off ahead of time, sure. Like, but there's going to come a point, and this has been stated very clearly in all of these, like Event 201 and Lockstep and all of those different planning scenarios for a post-pandemic police state in the West. There's a point where they kill the internet. There's a point where there's an unstoppable attack on the power grid, right? Like kind of what they're talking about right now with Nashville. This has all been laid out in black and white in DHS memos for months. And only a handful of people are picking up on that. But the people that are running these simulations are telling us they're going to kill the internet. They're telling us they're going to kill the power grid. So whatever you can do right now to figure out how you can get yourself off grid if you still need, but still using some sort of energy source, do that, man. It's not easy, but it's not super hard. It's not incredibly cheap, but it's really not super expensive. It just, there's it's about building community. Honestly, there are people that have a ton of fucking different skills than I do, and I want them to be a part of my community. I think everybody should, since day fucking one on this show, we've tried to get across the whole point that you should make your community as sustainable and self-sufficient as possible, and as as less reliant on centralized power structures as humanly possible. And I know it sounds like daunting, and I know it sounds pretty fucking impossible, but it's not. You just have to prioritize. Is your priority going to be, we have to be a part of a technocratic panopticon? Then you're already where you need to be, especially if you're in a major city. Because that shit's coming, dude. Somebody pointed out on Twitter that a lot of the people who have board positions or leadership positions in Op Warp Speed and the National Security Council for Artificial Intelligence, and people who are connected to the Department of Homeland Security and Health and Human Services and a bunch of these other organizations, the shell companies that they're tied to are buying up property left and right in abandoned downtown areas where businesses have failed because of lockdowns, and they're buying these properties up for pennies on the fucking dollar. And we know that New York has a pilot program to become a smart city. I know for a fact that Cupertino, California is a smart city because I had to stay there for a night when we evacuated for the wildfires, and there's signs all over the place bragging on it for being a smart city. It looks like part of the whole COVID madness is designed to force people away from the city for a little bit, buy up the properties at pennies on the dollar, and then slowly bring them back into the city to have them build the smart cities and the smart schools and the smart hospitals. And once they get enough people back in, you're basically living in a sorry to bother you, worry-free world in your city.
I love that movie.
God, I love that movie. Shout out to Boots Riley.
Yeah, that was a dope movie.
If you haven't seen Sorry to Bother You, and I don't know how you couldn't if you watched the show, because 2 months before it came out till today, I've been saying you should go watch that fucking movie. If you haven't, dude, go watch that flick. Go watch that flick.
I still haven't watched it.
It'll change. It'll change you. It'll change you. Man, I can't with seriously, when we were in DC in September last year, or this year, still, because it's not last year yet. Feels like last year because this year's been the longest fucking decade of everybody's life. We were in DC in September.
4 days, 2020.
2020, you've got 4 days to do the right thing and fucking remove Henry Kissinger from the face of this fucking planet. 4 days, 96 hours, 2020, a little less. You can do it. You can do it.
Fucking punk ass year.
Party at the Slow News Day Commune on the anniversary of Henry Kissinger's death every year.
We got to make up a cool name for it, like a festival type of deal.
You're not wrong.
We'll play music.
I feel like oh no, just sorry to bother you. Go watch that fucking movie, dude.
Yes.
I had like a couple of us had watched it when we were in DC, and then we fucking had everybody in the Airbnb watch it, and it was goddamn hilarious because for the people who had seen it, you're watching everybody else in the room,
Exactly.
especially at a couple of key moments in the show.
Yes.
And it's priceless, dude. So I was watching Mean Panda watch Kendra, right?
Uh-huh.
At the third act when it took the fucking severely left turn. And I mean, the looks on these guys' faces were just so fucking priceless. So priceless. So fucking fun. Yeah, go watch Sorry to Bother You if you haven't. You should also watch Seven, the new documentary that was written and directed by Dylan Avery about the architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth, and the 4-year study that they commissioned through the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and what they found out over the course of this 4-year study. It's all packed into like a 45-minute documentary. It's incredibly well done. January 17th on this here program, Richard Gage, the gentleman who founded Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, will be on the program.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be fucking fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be great, dude. There were not enough people in the independent media landscape in general that covered the conclusion of the study when they released the results last year at the beginning of September. We did, because
Scoop gang.
but not enough people did. So I'm really looking forward to having that conversation. Richard Gage is a fucking genius, and it'll be really enjoyable. I do hope that you guys join us for that January 17th. How about Albright? I'll throw a party on the anniversary of Madeleine Albright's death. Somebody run up to her with a mirror.
She'll turn to stone, dude.
Show her fucking reflection. See if that works. Has anybody tried that?
I mean, I'm
You ever
down.
seen Madeleine Albright in a room with a mirror?
I'm willing to bet money she doesn't even have a fucking reflection.
Yeah, we should get somebody on that. Just to see if there's ever been an interview with Madeleine Albright in a room with a mirror, because I don't believe there has been.
We can watch Anna Kasparian gushing over her interview to see if there's a mirror in there.
I can think of lots of things I would rather do.
Yeah, me too.
Civil War era dentistry.
That's fucked up.
Things I would rather do
than watch your Jordan Charlatan telethon. Because fuck you, Jordan Charlatan.
I mean, come on, man. Okay.
Oh, you gonna talk about the cool kids crowd?
Hell yeah, we will.
Lori's stretching for it.
She got some shit to say.
Hold up, I'm working this out here real quick. All right, Jordan fucking Jarrett. Look, it cracks me up though, man, because the people who the exact same people who were like rah-rahing Glenn Greenwald when he left the organization that he founded because it had become a neoliberal shit show that wanted to be the premier, I don't know, national security insider magazine for the neoliberal center. Like the same people that cheered on Glenn for that were tripping over themselves to have Jordan Sheridan on their show at the end of December to talk about the Iowa primary because Jordan just wrote an article in The Intercept. Jordan Sheridan got hired by The Intercept.
Second of all, fucking I could have told you all that shit that he said in that article. It's like shadow. They're funding via acronym and packronym and the ties to the Pete Buttigieg communications team. Like, duh.
He doesn't even go into acronym in that article.
He doesn't. Boy, oh my goodness.
He doesn't go into who acronym is at all. Which is funny because The Intercept did in March. In March of this year, The Intercept did a deep dive into who acronym was and where their money came from. And they printed that in fucking March of this year already. So I don't like...
So what the fuck did Jordan's article uncover then? I'm
guessing that Jordan's parents made a healthy contribution to The Intercept about a month ago. Robbie Yeager, if you're watching, go find out. Maybe
you know what to do.
But no, I mean, I don't know. Should we pull it up? Should we do it live?
Yeah, why not?
All right. The Intercept, Jordan Sheridan.
Jordan Sheridan.
I actually spelled it charlatan and had to. Okay,
like,
so
bro, now all of a sudden, because of that one article, charlatan is becoming like the great arbiter of election integrity on the left, just because he wrote an article of information that we already knew, and because he interviews Trump supporters to make them look stupid in an attempt to debunk the conspiratorial claims of fraud. It's like, really, we're making him the arbiter of election integrity based on that shit? Like, Jonathan fucking Mayorga camped outside the LA County registrar for days, exposing a lack of transparency in LA County's elections, and Maria Estrada is in a fucking lawsuit with them right now. Where's that coverage, Jordan? Where's that coverage, status quo? Fucking
yeah. Nope. Nope. This is the entire article appears to be merely tying the DNC to the Shadow app. There's not a word. There's not a word about acronym here.
No fucking shit, Jordan.
And they're quoting James Zogby heavily. Yeah, nary a word. Nary a word. Just, oh, the DNC was directly involved in the development process of the app. Well, no shit. We could have told you that. In fact, we did tell you that. The Convo Couch told you that. I told you that. Pretty sure Nico did too. This is I guarantee you his parents donated to the Intercept. I guarantee you. Something like that happened to where he bought himself that article because it's old ass information. Jordan Sheridan apparently has been moonlighting as a plumber because he just got paid to bring up some old shit.
And this is what fucking progressives are tripping over to have him on their show because of shit that fucking I could have told you. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. I mean, he said he was going to drop the Flint dog. I mean, that's Sleepy Josh's constant refrain. Anytime Jordan gets brought up on this show, is like, whatever happened to Flushing Flint? What, didn't you fundraise for that?
Yeah, I gave money for that shit.
Well, and so his audience too has like this weird philosophy which, you know, feeds into his telethons where it's like, oh, I paid Jordan, so I don't have to think. Yeah. And it's really weird because his whole thing is like, yeah, pay me money so I can go on the ground and cover whatever. Pay me money so I can do your thinking for you. And it's like encourages no critical thinking whatsoever because
If I ever ask you guys for money to send me somewhere, like, it's not going to be so that I can have a surface level interview with an opponent of whatever it is I'm fundraising to say that I stand for at the time, so that I can discredit the side of, the opposing side of the argument by showcasing the most intellectually stunted version of that argument. It's not what I'm going to do. It's not what I'm going to do. But I'm also not trying to sell myself as an investigative reporter who occasionally reports.
It's just like none of the stuff in his on the ground coverage is like proactive conversations about how we can actually fucking improve this world. It's like, oh, here's a sampling of this crowd of dumbasses. Let me show you how dumb they are and give them a surface level analysis of how dumb they are. So now you guys can be as dumb as they are. And it's so fucking dishonest. It's infuriating because like it's doing a disservice to those of us who actually try and have proactive conversations with people on the ground. Like, where's the coverage for that, Jordan?
Yeah, no, it's
and guess what? The coverage, if status quo does do any coverage of proactive on the ground conversations, then you know what? Chances are that I might be video fucking taping the shit. Cause guess what? I helped Tina shoot, so I
personally don't have any time for weaponized journalism used as a tool to divide people who need to come together more than ever at like right now in this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any time for fucking team sport journalism. None. Absolutely none. And look, dude, I'm never going to tell you guys how to think. That's not my job. But I would encourage you to examine whether or not the other shows that you watch are in it for that. Are they doing journalism that seeks to divide you? Are they doing team sports, or are they doing like actual work?
And it's like, listen, I get where the hate might come from. Cause like, I know tons of people in LA that have been like legitimately harassed by, Proud Boys and Trump supporters. And it sucks to see. And like, I'm really sorry that happened for them. So like, I can understand where their hatred of the other side can come from. But at the same time, like, we're at a point where you can't let your hatred of the other side cloud your judgment, cloud your ability to at least try and have a proactive discussion with someone that you don't agree with. Because, like, listen, not every discussion I have with Trump supporters at these Stop the Steal rallies is proactive, okay? Like, there's literally video of me, and I think Johnny took it, where like, I'm trying to talk to Trump supporters and then they're being fucking idiots. So I walk away and I'm literally yelling about it and complaining at the top of my lungs about it. But then I go back and I have a really good conversation, like 2 or 3 really good conversations with people. And it's just like, like we have to be able to keep moving forward, and we can't let, as much as it sucks, like I know it sucks. People suck, but we can't let it cloud our ability to be proactive in our work, because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. We're at a point where we can't not band together with the people around us. So
randomly in the chat, this caught my eye because I was talking about, but Michigan Swatch Company was in the middle of a lot of battles, 91 and 94 in Detroit. And though Eminem is known globally, Big Proof is without a doubt one of the best ever. If you guys haven't heard any bars from a Detroit MC called Proof, go do that thing, man. Go do that thing. Yeah, Proof is fucking sick, dude.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to Red Sea Socialist, who said, I just got here, but I know Gloria's talking about status quo. Yeah, I am. Fuck Jordan Charlatan.
That's, dude, I get you, Steve, on typing it wrong. I've done it like 4 or 5 times now. Like, type charlatan instead of fucking Sheraton.
Yeah,
so thanks, Glory.
It is.
I'm
easy to do.
Guys.
It's good. It's good.
That's fucking fun. No, dude, that takes about Proof. Damn, dude. Fucking 16. That was bad. That was a while ago. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. 16 was a while ago for you, huh?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Are we having this fucking conversation again?
Driver's license, Glory Jones. I've actually been allowed to go into bars longer than you've been alive, and I'm okay with that. I am, which is, it's not quite 8 months until I'm legally allowed to drink. Fucking damn, dude.
I feel old, man.
Damn.
At least she's not calling us boomers like Fee calls Pasta all the time.
Well, Pasta is a fucking boomer.
He is older though, huh?
Pasta is a boomer though.
I love you, Pasta. I do. I love you. You're not a boomer, but God, you're trying.
No, Pasta, you're a boomer. But like, you're one of the nice boomers, because like, you know, I'm sure y'all have picked up on this, but I call him grandma because he's like a grandma at times. But then he also has like the other side of that, where he's like an unrelenting extra ass white man. And it's like, okay.
You're not painting Greggy Pasta in a very good light right now.
Oh, Pasta's great.
You're not painting old Kreggers in a very good light here. You're not.
Okay.
Like, sometimes he's like your grandma, but sometimes he's like a fucking overbearing white dude. And
I love Pasta.
He's not overbearing. He's extra.
He is extra. That's part of his charm.
Exactly. That's why we all love him.
Like that's one of the things I love about.
Going to come out in a velour tracksuit for JFK Murder Palooza.
The
same guy that's gonna come in a fucking AOC shirt to crash our Thanksgiving stream.
I forgot he did that. I forgot.
I remember that stream so very clearly, because that was the first time I ever streamed from like the combo room, and for 75% of the entire stream, I could just hear fucking Pasta screaming at the karaoke mic, and I'm like, no, don't laugh, Glory.
we should have just broadcast that,
right? No, right? No. Karaoke is not meant to be broadcast, okay?
Oh, well, I don't know. Hey, fucking that! I can see that.
Karaoke is because I know no one's videoing it.
If I was pretty hammered, I think that'd be pretty fucking entertaining.
Right? Yeah, no, it is. It's fun, but part of the reason why I can go all out in karaoke is because I know that no one's video recording it.
I don't know. I think
but that'll change when you're legally allowed to enter an establishment that sells alcohol, guys. I mean, I know that's a long way off, but you know, it'll change. I promise.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun, Grandpa.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you can't hurl that at me yet. I actually don't have grandchildren. Don't. Yeah, I got a friend who's 46 and he does have grandkids, and I call him all the time. What's up, Gramps? How you doing? How you doing?
Oh,
So,
dude, you're getting that treatment once your first grandkid comes, Steve.
but I should, dude. Like, yeah, absolutely. Give it, dude. I'll tell you what. If it comes with a comfy chair or like a new fishing pole or a fucking like, you know, something like yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'll fucking take it. Yeah, shit.
Meantime, he's just good old Uncle Steve.
It's true. It's true. You know what, man? When I was doing Renaissance Festival, I'm like 21, 22 when I was doing Renaissance festivals, but like people that were older than me called me Uncle Steve. Like, look, man, if you're gonna talk like you know shit that we don't know, then we're going to give you an old ass nickname. Eventually you're gonna have to like prove that you actually know more than we do about any particular given subject.
So 22-year-old Steve was a dick. Is that what you're saying?
Such a dick, dude. Oh my god, I was a dick. You fucking I had to have been hard to be around. Like if you weren't my friend, had to have been hard to be around. Dude.
Yeah, 22-year-old Josh was a dick too. I get it.
But I was also like super yoked out and also had been working with a professional insulter.
Is that the dude that was on the show?
No, Rook never did insults. He was my cabriolet partner. So a cabriolet is like a Renaissance taxi. And instead of like rickshaws that are made out of bamboo with bicycle tires, you know, lightweight material, the cabriolet weighed 350 to 450 pounds empty and was made out of solid oak and iron, and it had these long like yoke arms that came out, so somebody would stand up front there and pull the thing, and then on the flat back side of the actual seats there was a little dugout with an iron bar across it, and there was a guy back behind it pushing. And like that was, we were the taxi service at the Renaissance Festival. From like, I mean, even after when the cannon went off to end the thing and people wanted to get back to their cars, we'd still fucking throw 700, 800, 900 pounds of fucking Texan in the cab and drag them to their cars. Yeah, that was that job. That was fun as fuck, dude. I had a blast.
Not as fun as the rattlesnakes, though.
So I've had a weird life. I don't know if
Oh, Steve, I kind of picked that up just a little bit.
You don't know me. You don't know my life.
fucking judge me, Jones. I don't know.
Judging you. Weird is a great thing to be, and I'm saying that because I'm weird myself, and you know, so yeah.
Dude, how? Okay,
No,
so
normal.
I had blurred friends when I was growing up, right? Got a lot of love for my blurreds, but I've never like I have no idea what that experience is like. You know, how hard is it for the blurreds out there?
Fuck, it's a blurred.
It's a black.
I'm sorry, I just like the word blurreds.
It's a black nerd, Josh. It's a black nerd.
Oh.
Blurred.
Yeah, nah, I love the word.
I don't even know if I'm allowed. Am I allowed to use that word?
I mean,
I've heard it since I fucking a child. But
I'm not mad at it.
okay, I didn't know if that was like it,
But to be honest, not that many people use it anymore.
We've established that I am your elder, Glory Jones.
Actually being serious though, like I haven't heard blurs in a cool minute. But I mean, listen, it was hard for us growing up because we were black nerds, but like you don't fit into like what people thought was a stereotypical black box or what people thought was the stereotypical nerd box.
Nerds are kind of in now, though. You're good, Glory.
So like we were just complete outcasts, pissed off a fuck ton of people. And especially because I was in the sports box too, so I was like, haha, fuck you guys. Like you have a problem with me being a nerd, I'll see your ass on the court, okay? And then but I will give it was hard growing up, but I think we're on the come up now. Black nerds is becoming a more thing because listen, scientific studies show that 98% of black men between the age of 19 and 26 have seen Dragon Ball Z growing up. So if I ask you, hey, you've seen Dragon Ball Z and you're, 23, and you say, no, what's that? You're lying, bitch, okay? Because, anime is on the come up in the black community. I know you've seen Attack on Titan get trending. I know you've seen Demon Slayer episode 19 get trending. I know you've seen my man Deku in My Hero Academia get trending. I know you see Marvel trending. Have you seen Nico House? Like I can't have a conversation with him without Marvel and Avatar: The Last Airbender being brought up. So, black nerd culture is on the come up.
That's true.
It was a bit hard for us growing up. Got made fun of. We pissed off a lot of people because we didn't fit into their boxes. But guess what? The culture is on the come up, and we are all here for it.
Yeah, nerds getting their due now. They're a lot more popular these days.
There was a show called Leverage.
I remember that show.
Kind of fun show, but the hacker character always used to say like it's the age of the geek. We run the world.
Oh,
and I mean, okay, cool, but that means Bill Gates and Eric Schmidt are comfortable in their environs.
I don't really count them as nerds. I count them as psychopaths.
Yeah, nah. There's a difference between there's a difference between nerds like me and nerds like Nico and the sociopathic technocrats that you see trying to run running society. There's a difference because like regular black nerds, we all right, like we'll have a nice conversation with you about some anime, about some Marvel, about a bit of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and we'll get into some nice history conversations. If I got any marine scientists in the chat, I'd love to have a conversation with you about the ocean, but we're cool. There's a difference between the other nerds that are, using their nerdishness to kind of foment a psyop and just step on everybody in the way. Like Rachel Maddow, she got short hair, wear glasses, but people are like, she seems like a nice little nerd. Nope.
Oh, that's true. There have been okay.
Like
deep state nerds positioned in key positions in news, entertainment.
Regular nerds and state nerds. The Bausch's army of class reductionist anime obbies.
I still don't know who that is.
All right,
Those are
so 99.9% of people you come across on social media with an avatar girl as a head, that's who she's talking about.
Okay, all right, that's fair. And now that I know who's responsible for it, like, dude, what, I gotta drive down to LA to like slap that person with a live mackerel?
Maybe.
You know what? I really want you to come down to LA and slap someone with a live mackerel now. Although, you know, mackerels, they aren't as big as salmon, so I would prefer a salmon. And especially since we're on the West Coast, it's only fair that you use a salmon.
Bro, you know how fucking scarce they are now?
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy.
I love salmon, but
I
like,
enjoy fishing. And I enjoy salmon, and I particularly enjoy salmon that I pulled out of the water.
oh my God, it's so satisfying. That's how I feel with snapper.
Yeah, yeah. But damn, dude. No, salmon population around here went to shit like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
that drought fucked shit up.
yeah. The populations of salmon, sea bass, orange roughy, and I think North Atlantic cod are at about 10% of what they were in the early half of the 20th century. Their populations have reduced drastically, or at least wild populations, because now you have farmed fish, particularly with like salmon and tilapia. And then
fish.
listen, I have no hate for sustainable fishing whatsoever. But if you are one of those motherfuckers that get on a factory ship and use bottom trawlers, absolutely tearing up the substrate and getting all kinds of bycatch and then processing those at speeds that are completely unsustainable, then fuck you, okay?
Okay, but it's like the quasi bougie fucking upper middle class. It's cool to go out and eat sushi 3 times a week in a landlocked state crowd that are creating the demand for those trawlers in the first place. And fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I seriously, I can count on one fucking hand I can count on the number of times I've had sushi in a landlocked state.
Mm-hmm.
And that mostly because why would you, when you could, every landlocked state has lakes and rivers that you can go to and you can fucking fish in them if that's your thing. But no, it's like it's status, or it's a scene thing to go have sushi in a landlocked state. And it's just, I mean, it really has. It's decimated fucking wild populations of fish globally.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because you fucks had to put your picture up on Yelp.
Yeah, like you guys can get steak or some shit. Like if I'm in the middle of Oklahoma and I'm like, say I'm at a restaurant, I'm not getting fucking salmon, I'm getting steak. Okay? Like, no. That's the reason why I want to live on a fucking island, because I know that's where the fish is.
I get you. I could live off that stuff.
I know.
It's my favorite.
And especially because if any of my peeps are like, in South Florida and the Caribbean, anywhere around those islands, the schools of snapper are so fun because it's this weird like cutoff game you play with them. Cause like they come in schools and they're like, we'll go there. And you're like, no, psych. And then, oh my God, sea urchins too. Those are pretty. parrotfish are absolutely stunning. I've seen some in like a really pretty turquoise color. I've seen some in like this really pretty like orange color too. You know, granted they eat coral, but you know, it's natural, it's part of the circle of life. So I'm fine with that. It's not like they crown of thorns up in this bitch. But like parrotfish are beautiful. I love watching them. And stingrays are so awesome to just follow because like if you watch the way they move, I just love that shit. It's like just watching them and then they come up a bit and they're like, hi, and you're like, yo.
I'd like to point out at this point that it was me who ate mushrooms earlier and not Glory.
Yeah.
Although if you just came to the stream, you might not believe that. Based on
Hey, it's common knowledge Glory likes the fish.
Soliloquy about the movement of Snapper. It was wonderful, by the way. Absolutely wonderful. It was. Thank you for that.
Because like you go in the water and it's like a different world, and then you know every once in a while you see like a little nurse shark too, and those are awesome. And you know, because you have those idiots that are like, oh, what would happen if I kissed the nurse shark? Now they get a bad rep because they have to defend themselves, you idiots. Like sharks are a misunderstood creature because Jaws fucking ruined it for us. So now everybody's fucking scared of them, and now everybody's first reaction is to fucking kill them when you don't have to do that. You just have to be calm, okay?
And eventually punch him in the face.
Caveat, okay? It's like in the nose. You have to punch them like, okay, obviously you have to, yeah, at the point.
I live just close enough to the ocean to know this in case I fall into it while I'm trying to rip something out of it so I can consume it.
Okay. Wait. See, if you're in that area and you're falling into the ocean, then sharks will be the least of your problems because you will have to worry about the fucking rocks that will scratch the living shit out of you first.
Or you'll freeze to death in like 3 minutes. You know, there's that.
Yeah, also true. Also true. Yeah, no.
But the intertidals in California are so awesome. Like you don't get intertidals like you do in Miami just because like it's a different dynamic between like the Pacific and the Atlantic, but I love it because they complement each other so well because like, you know, if I'm in the Atlantic, that's where I can get like, you know, all the clear water and the reefs and the fish. But you know, if I go in like the West Coast, then it's like you have all the rocks, which creates awesome intertidal communities, and they have like urchins and hermit crabs, and it's so
fun. Delicious rock cod and delicious ling cod. Oh, it's so yummy. It is.
And you can see the mussels like lined up with age and stuff, and it
there's I prefer shellfish and stuff like that from the West Coast. I do, but my favorite like oyster bar on the planet is in DC, and I wish that it wasn't so fucking Rona-y fucking ridiculous right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say the name of the establishment. I don't think. I don't know. I guess I could, but like way back in the day, it was where all the lobbyists used to go because it's right there on 16th and K. And Arthur Anderson, the firm that got into so much, I guess, trouble in the media, but not real trouble legally when it came right down to it with Enron, especially considering the fact that George W. Bush pardoned like everyone involved with Enron. The lead accountant for Arthur Anderson used to frequent. It's McCormick and Schmick's. Is the oyster bar. I used to go in there, and he went in there on the day the Enron story broke. It just like pointed to bottles, and Greg, the bartender, obviously knew what was going on. It would just hand this motherfucker the dude sat there and consumed like 4 entire whole ass bottles of top shelf booze before he left that day. But it was fucking weird, dude. All right. So the guy who got me to go do Renaissance festivals in the first place, he grew up in Maryland in like Upper Marlboro or eventually, but PG County initially. And his best friend growing up was the lead bartender at McCormick and Schmick's in DC. So when we were on the East Coast, even if we were like in North Carolina or up in New York, we would drive to DC just so we could drink like $2,000 in free scotch in a night. As long as we kept paying for oysters, we had the run of the fucking bar. That was a sweet fucking deal. That was also that was pre 9/11 America, when there weren't fucking cameras and other fucking tracking apps built into every inventory system in the restaurant industry, which, by the way, is something that will completely destroy the restaurant industry when you can't fucking give out the occasional free product.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to destroy your ability to run a restaurant.
Yeah, and I recommend shellfish too, because like just as like a very, very general basic rule of like how trophic levels work in ocean ecosystems, like whenever, you know, the fish population gets low because of overfishing, then, you know, the shellfish population, which is a level below them, like it booms. So
Sorry, I'm looking at.
I really could go on about this stuff.
I'm like talking about oyster bar based debauchery, and you're like, here, let's have a actual educational conversation about ocean ecosystem.
Listen, if it happens, it happens. I never warned Steve about this in our slow news day contract. So
the slow news day contract looked a lot like, hey, would you mind doing the show when you're available to do the show? It's
it was like after the first mod panel too. Like I came on and then half an hour later I just get a DM from Steve like, hey, how would you feel about co-hosting the show with me a couple times a month? And I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
I had a conversation with Sleepy Josh first. I did. I don't know why I'm pointing to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, I was all for the idea.
I mean, Josh is tall, but he's not that tall.
Okay, so for everybody, this is Josh's position in the Jitsi room.
Yeah, I hide it from them. They can see it when Burmese is on, though.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
We got
a conversation with Josh, a mod panel, and a Twitter DM. That's my contract.
I mean, you know, considering that. Oh, okay. You're right. I should. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. Shout out to Mad Mom and Non. You'll have your mod.
Thanks, Sleepy J.
Told you guys, I'm a highly suggestible human being. Man.
Everything is going as planned.
Sleepy Josh, thank you.
No problem.
I feel like hosting the show that has fucking members of Anonymous as moderators.
I mean, we're kind of I don't know. We're kind of adjacent anyway. We run in some similar circles and shit.
We are. I mean, look, I don't hack personally because I don't have the skills to do that, but I will do whatever I can to help put the messages that the collective decides on out here into the fucking ether, and I'll have those guys on whenever, and fucking I was just on Anonymous Bites Back.
I'm so sorry I missed that, dude. I was dead that day.
Bro, I was exhausted by the end of it. I didn't realize it was gonna be like 3 hours.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, if it would have started at 7, I could have probably pushed through it, but like they were lagging and shit. I was like, oh man, I'm too tired. I gotta go to sleep. I got up at like 3:30 that day, so I had to go to sleep.
No, I get it. I get it. Sleepy Josh bailed on us, but
I know it happens occasionally.
Fucking.
I mean, my name's Sleepy Josh, dude. I need sleep sometimes.
That was hilarious too when I broke it to him like that. I'm like, so Sleepy Josh needs to go to sleep, and they're like, "Are you fucking with me?"
No, it's true. Now, once I hit that fucking I need to go to sleep, I gotta go to sleep because I'm gonna be useless anyway. So, it's just the way it is.
You're not useless, Sleepy J.
I am when I'm tired, and I get kind of mean too. So there's that. I'm like bitter backup, like the bitter backup singer.
You're right, Edgar. Oh my god. Okay. So he says flatfish are type of fish that starts life as a zooplankton, like lobsters that migrate throughout the oceans. I love it when they start out as zooplankton because they go through so many extra stages of their life, and it's fascinating to study.
You sure you don't want to change your major, Jones?
Listen. I'm all over the place.
It's all good.
See, this is why I just fucked off college entirely.
That's why. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, I get it.
Still not 100% sure what I want to be when I grow up.
I feel that. I'm like you, man. I want to fucking fish off my dick.
Right? That's all I really want.
I'm a simple man. I'm just telling you. Shit sounds glorious.
Patch of dirt in the middle of nowhere with fuck creek running through it. I can occasionally walk out to my porch and fucking fish off of it. That's all I want. Yeah. It really is. I'm like an incredibly simple human being when it comes to shit like that.
Maybe a book once in a while.
Right? Booking a blowjob. And you fucking fish off my deck.
Oh my god. How the hell did we get here?
Tell me that doesn't sound.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong,
man. A nice book, some head, and fucking some fishing.
I mean, I can't argue with that, honestly. Gloria's gonna stab us, though.
I'm gonna what?
Stab us.
Stab you guys.
You're like, you old men, fuck.
Yo, dude, if it helps, I was a dirty old man when I was 14.
Isn't everybody?
Yeah, but you were also a dick too.
I was such a fucking dick, dude.
I'm not fucking surprised.
I'm sorry. Dude, if you knew me back then, dude, I had to be a lot. I apologize for that.
Were you extra?
Yeah, I apologize on behalf of Steve too, because the way Steve describes his younger self, he sounds like the kind of person that I probably would have punched in the face.
For real. I would punch me in the face.
Yeah, you like you like one of those guys who what is it from Full Metal Jacket? Won't even give him a reach around, something like that.
Oh. Right.
But this was one of the benefits of basketball, because if I didn't like you, then instead of, incriminating myself by punching someone in the face, I could just be like, all right, COS on the court. So, you might have not gotten your face caved in, but you would walk home with some sprained ankles.
I mean, I played soccer and hockey and took a fair amount of martial arts. I can block a punch and a kick.
I had a German mom, dude. I can block a punch like a motherfucker.
You don't wind up with a nose like you don't wind up with a fucking nose like this if you didn't like talk a lot of shit and occasionally get punched. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, get punched, but you know.
You remind me of one of my friends in high school, Steve.
Crossover. Even the best ankles can get broken by a good crossover, Steve.
No, I know. I
and Steve, like, boy, how tall are you? I would have blocked your shit so bad. Oh my god.
I'm like 5'10" in fucking work boots, dude. I'm not that tall.
Oh yeah, you would have had your shit blocked too.
But I sucked at basketball. It's one of the reasons I had to leave Indiana. I was no good at basketball. They expel you from the state. They do. They show you your marching paper. No, sorry. Our state movie is Hoosiers.
Shit.
And I was too young to be fucking drunken Gene Hackman jumping up and down on the bed in rehab. Like, so they were like, you got to go, dude. Get the fuck out.
Oh, did they play that like Larry Bird song? I forgot what it's called. The Indiana Has a New State Bird song.
You missed me with that one. I don't know, dude. I've been gone from the state for a long time. I really like, and when I left, dude, I was like, motherfucker, you're not getting me to come back. Like, no, they'll find a reason to put me in jail and keep me there if I come back. And lo and behold, fucking like decade plus later, it came through one time. Ended up doing 45 days.
Seriously?
One trip in fucking like almost 20 years, dude. I was there for 3 days too long, and then 45 days too long after that.
Oops.
Yeah. Fuck Indiana.
You know what? Fuck Indiana too. I'm just saying, in every series that the Heat played the Pacers, we won.
Yo, dude, of course you did, because Indiana is a fucking mediocre state. Just in general, it's the crossroads of America, which means you're supposed to keep fucking going.
Okay, but like
crossroads for a reason. You're not supposed to fucking stop.
Nah, but like you guys made it to the playoffs though when you had like Paul George and George Hill and Lance Stevenson. Like you were all right. You were just no match for Miami. Especially when we had Ray Allen and, you know, LeBron and Wade and Bosh and, you know, all those guys. You know, I was young as hell, but those were some of the best years of my life. Two back-to-back Miami Heat championships, 2012 London Olympics, where Usain Bolt set an Olympic world record, 9.63, by the way. That Heat was fucking stacked, by the way. Okay, listen, that one race alone had Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, Justin Gatlin, and fucking Tyson Gay coming off of a hip surgery, and Ryan Bailey's bum ass coming in last place. The only reason why he didn't come in last was because Asafa Powell fucking strained his hamstring again for the 67th time. And then that same Olympics, what happens? Jamaican 4x1 team set a world record 36.84. And then in the 200 as well, we went 1, 2, 3 with Usain Bolt, Johan Blake. Oh my God, that was such a great Olympics to be a Jamaican and a diehard Usain Bolt fan and a sports fan and a Heat fan. Okay.
I mean, just by proxy, and because of the fact that my friend's dad had fucking season tickets to the United Center, I got to be a Bulls fan when it was magical. I was in junior high and high school for those championships and that fucking Bulls team. I got to see play from like 75 feet away. That was pretty fucking dope.
Oh, I broke your brain. No way.
Yeah, you start talking about sports, I glaze over.
I broke someone's brain. Okay.
Rattling off all that sports shit. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
But no, Mad Mom, I'm talking about like the state fucking nickname is the Crossroads of America. I really just, from the time I read that in elementary school, I was like, so why would you stop? Not shit around here. Fucking corn, occasional trees, fucking GM plant that nobody works at anymore. There's a church on every corner, right next to the fucking crack den on every corner.
That's how it was where I grew up too. I grew up in Miami Gardens, and it used to be called Carroll City because there was a church on every corner.
Yeah, no, Anderson, Indiana is like right smack dab in the buckle of the Bible Belt. And there's a, I mean, just in the, oh God, on the way to church growing up, we passed 20, 25 churches.
I know.
You know, and like, I didn't want to really be there in the first place. So I'm like, why are we going out of the way? Like, why can't we just stop at the one that's, you know, literally.
No. Steve.
And I explained this. In that group DM earlier today, though, that my dad selected what church we attended based on what kind of a football fan the pastor was. And if he was the right kind of football fan and made sure that the sermon was done like at least an hour before kickoff, then like that was the church we were going to.
Yep. That's how my pastor was.
It
worked out. Twitter group too. My pastor, diehard NFL fan, but it comes with a caveat because he was a Cowboys fan. So if you ever wanted to, if you ever wanted to see a congregation boo their own pastor, just come to Antioch Missionary Baptist Church in Miami Gardens, because every time you bring up the Cowboys, you just hear, boo, boo, pastor, Dolphins.
So this is a weird segue, but in the Charlie Daniels song, Uneasy Rider.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
There's a line in it where one of the fucking like so the whole setup of the story of Uneasy Rider is like he fucking never mind. At any rate, there's a line in it about I belong to the Antioch Baptist Church, and that's where my head went when you said that just now. I went straight to Uneasy Rider.
Yeah, but like when you think of it, like there's at least 70,000 churches in the U.S. named Baptist Church.
At least, if I'm pretty sure there's an Antioch Baptist Church in my hometown.
I'm pretty sure too. And I'm pretty sure there's another Antioch Baptist Church in Miami Gardens that's not Antioch Missionary Baptist Church.
Right, so, and this is Antioch Southern Baptist, not Antioch First Baptist, because there's a huge difference between First Baptist and Southern Baptist. And depending on how racist of a county you're in, it can be a violent difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can have a lot of fun.
Fucking weird religious inside baseball on Slow News Day today. I have
Only on this super professional and scripted show can you get conversations about Baptist Church and marine science and ocean ecosystems in the same stream.
And sports. And sports.
And sports. and anime and black nerd culture and what the fuck did we even start out talking about? I don't even know.
I don't fucking know.
But I don't know. I don't even think we got to the fucking Oxford AstraZeneca eugenics thing.
No, I don't think we did.
At any rate,
what I will do though, I'll show a really, really quick update on Ron's story. So if you guys missed it, our boy Steve was on Ron's show and they talked about the sweeps going on that LA County is doing in San Pedro, which is the community that Ron lives in. And so just a little update on that. They were supposed to happen on Christmas Eve, but it got moved, so now they're set to be happening December 28th. Don't currently have an update on when they're going to be on, if they're going to reschedule it again or if they're going to do, you know, what they should do and just kind of fuck off and not do it because they'd be, you know, extremely prejudiced against unhoused people and just fucking off all their personal property. So, you know, hopefully they just don't do it. But I mean, they rescheduled it for December 28th. Don't have an update on when they're gonna you know, like if they're gonna change it or if they're gonna fuck off it. But either way, just watch out because in this season, it's the season of sweeps and it's the season of evictions. So, you know, if there's something you can do to help out with your local eviction defense, I highly suggest doing so. And it's just like a very basic need that people have to be housed. So it's like, you know, it's how should I put this? Like, obviously we need to keep our minds on the bigger picture and how we can move forward in the bigger picture. But at the same time, we can't do that, and we're going to have a significantly harder time doing that if people's basic needs aren't met. So that's why it's just good to stay active with this stuff. And that's that.
and big shout out to the homie Ron Placone, man. I got to do his last show of 2020. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When he asked me to come on, it had been far too long since we'd done a show together. But he called to check in on me when we had to evacuate for the wildfires. And that meant a lot, dude. It really did. Like, Ron's become a pretty good friend over the last couple of years. Had him up here to Boulder Creek for a show. Fucking top shelf dude right there.
So love me. I'm a liberal. I
That's
love
just hysterical, dude. Oh, and when he came up here, it was right after fucking there were all those pictures of Beto O'Rourke just standing on top of things.
Oh, dude, Winkle was the master at those, dude.
Well,
he had this.
great.
Dude, did you see the debate one?
Yeah, I have the debate.
Oh, dude, send that to me. I can't.
At least one of the versions. I don't know if it's the one where Tulsi's surfing or not, but that shit went out at. Oh, that was fantastic.
Dude, he's all standing on top of the Dude, that shit was so good.
Beto O'Rourke became such a meme. Hell yes, we'll take your ARs and your AKs. We're gonna excuse me.
The fuck you are, little man. No. But yeah, so like, Ron came up to do the show when that was going down, and so after he did like a full fucking hour of stand-up. He had a 20-minute bit that basically encapsulated the entire U.S. political system into Game of Thrones. Like, he tied those two things together over 20 minutes of fucking jokes. It was great.
I mean, there's a lot of ties to be had.
And then we went, like, so the show was at the studio that I used to do Slow News Day at, and I would do the show out on the back porch because I could smoke. Again, really fucking easy to please.
Steve,
Really easy to
I
please.
didn't know that.
And then there's, you know, sort of like a kind of stage and audience area, and then there's another area that's like some couches, table, bunch of instruments. And so we went over there, did like a short interview, and we both grabbed guitars, and Ron made up a song about Beto O'Rourke.
Oh hell yeah!
Like on the spot, and it was like something like "Stand on something, stand for nothing," I think is what the gist of that one was.
Oh my god, that's great.
We got it on film. We did. I think we live streamed that one.
I'll have to look through the archives.
It's if you go to slownewsdayshow.com. Look, I remembered.
Yes.
2 hours in that we have a website. That I'm sure that video's up there. I'm sure it is. But that was fun as fuck. That was.
At least
fun.
it didn't come
I
at
got
the
Ron
time.
ripped, dude. I got Ron so high he got nervous.
Junior high stoned?
Like like when he put his hands up, like, no, God, no more. I can't. That was like 10 tokes too late.
Oh, oops.
His girlfriend at the time, now is his wife, was like giving me fucking side eye for the rest of the night. Made my fucking fiance useless, you fucking demonic little hippie. And to be fair, man, if it wasn't me, it would have been like one of the 30 or 40 people that went to go see him because it's Boulder Creek and that's our traditional greeting. Oh, you're new? Let me show you what we grow. Here.
Good times.
Let's go ahead and smoke this right now. And it was too. It was like, I think it was like, I want to say it was like April or something. So there was still pretty decent selection of Boulder Creek's outdoor that got thrown at him. Poor fella.
My heart bleeds.
Should we wrap?
Yeah,
Come
probably.
back at 3 with Teo.
Yep.
All right.
This was a funny stream.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I need to eat soon.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. All right, y'all. Why did you spend so much time in the chat talking about Graham Elwood?
What?
I don't know. I was kind of spacing on chat.
That's weird. At any rate, what you got, Glory? Regale us with one more fishtail before we close out.
Do you really want one though? Cause like I got plenty. Okay, wait. Let me think of one. Okay, give me ideas.
Shit, I don't know.
No,
I got nothing.
Wow, you guys are boring. Okay, we'll talk about manatees then. Okay, if you guys have not been to Florida and have not been to like, you know, the West Side specifically, then I highly recommend it because manatees are fucking awesome and they're endangered because these fucks want to take their boats around and absolutely ruin the substrate with their turbines and tear up all the seagrass, which dredging already does, by the way. fuck dredging. Fuck all that. But they'll make a comeback because I have faith in my little sea cows. And yeah. Also, watch out for the content of dissolved oxygen in your local sea community, because depending on how low or high it gets, it can significantly impact the fish population. And if the levels of DO2 get too low, then fish will start dying and you'll have fish kills where you have, dead and toxic fish washing up shores. So don't want that. It happened really bad in Miami this past August, and starting to get better because they literally had to pump like oxygenated water into the ocean. So yeah,
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Tim Canova put out a video?
I think he did. Yeah. So that's my final tangent.
The sum total of my experience with manatees resides within the children's album called Farmer Jason and Friends.
Shit.
It's the dude from Jason and the Scorchers, and he got like a couple of the surviving Ramones and like Hank Williams III and did a ton of like punk artists and shit like that to do a kids album with him. And Hank 3 does the Manatee song. Yeah. It's fantastic. It is.
I love solitary reverse comment.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. On that note, we'll see you guys in about 3 hours. We will be live with Tedros Fikramariam. That will be
Thanks.
I imagine less silly.
What?
But I can't. I said I imagine that'll be less silly, but I can't guarantee that.
I mean, I think it will be because, normally like when there's no topics, that's when I'm just like, okay, you know what? We're going to start taking topics out of thin air. And that's when, my kind of like goofy giddy side comes out. Also, thanks, Kat. I appreciate it.
Also, fuck Stuart Copeland. Throwing that out there. Fuck Stuart Copeland.
So
right,
you are right. Steve and Josh are like cool dads encouraging glory.
I mean, people are more than welcome to remind my own children.
Right? Yeah, same.
We'll see you guys in a few hours.
Have them come on stream.
No. 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 I actually try to protect the identity of my children.
I know. I'm just playing.
Although, like, my 8-year-old will not frequently, but from time to time, like, pop in. They stuck him in front of Misty for like 10 minutes the other day.
Well, you know what? I appreciate your 8-year-old because he has knowledge of Pokemon. So, yes, awesome.
He's also one of the loudest children I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and I'm loud too.
I appreciate that.
That kid's got.
If your kids ever need anime recommendations, I am here.
I'll send my kid your way up. I'm sure that's coming.
That's square.
They will have to brace for some of it though, because like Attack on Titan, right out the gate, first episode has Aaron's mom getting eaten. So, yeah.
Oh well, mine's a teen, so it's all right.
Yeah, she's a teen, so I'm sure she'll be good with Attack on Titan, although it does have very mature content. But there's also My Hero Academia, very good for that. Demon Slayer, it's more intense than My Hero, but it's also not as intense as Attack on Titan. So, I won't even get to the seinen animes like, Steins Gate or Akame ga Kill, but,
Gotta start somewhere.
if they ever need anime recommendations, you know where to find me.
All over it. All over it. All right, y'all. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye. Love you guys.
Good luck to us all.